Hi, everybody. Good evening. Good evening, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, whatever you're going to be watching this video. Let me find the filter. I have something somewhat entertaining for you tonight. Let's see. Do I like this one? I wasn't planning to go online tonight. Okay, I really wasn't. But it's my third time. My eyes are getting red, but uh, I've been doing my thing that I do every day, helping people, responding. I had a very interesting appointment today in this afternoon, and I just wanted to come out online and share with you some thoughts. If you saw the title of this video, um, okay, that's gonna be me today. Just filter. I'm playing. So if you've seen the title of the video, it says sex only after marriage. Popular Russian phrase. So, as you meeting people online, as you meeting people, ladies in the real world, they will tell you popular Russian phrases. Those are basically phrases from Soviet movies. And these they are kind of like an inner joke. So most of you, even if you translate them, you're not gonna know what this all means. Trust me, you're not gonna know what this or that phrase exactly means. So I've discovered today that one of my clients um, was scammed and by the lady who sort of string him along for quite some time. And when he would come to see her, she would say the phrase, "Oh, no, I can't. Sex only after marriage. Don't ask me. How dare you to offer me that?" So there was in Soviet time there was a certain morality that was forced on people. There was the sensuality, sexuality, very more of a taboo topics, and so when when in our culture when we joke between girlfriends or we having fun, we sometimes have a little bit of drama and playfulness, and this phrase, "Oh no, how can you tell me this? Only after marriage." It's actually dramatic and comical at the same time. It comes from the movies and from the morality. Back into times, in Soviet time, there was very there was not religion like in many other countries, but there was morality. That a moral girl could never go that low and have. Uh, don't crack me up, Lawrence. And that you're a moral girl, so you would not do that. And in some cultures there is still religious and all of that, but in our culture it was that pressure of control. Somehow this is bad, anything sensual sexual is bad, and I think that's one of the reasons so many marriages were miserable, because you were not supposed to talk about it. This is something you do in the darkness, under, in the darkness, under the pillows and under the covers. This is so ridiculous, but to me, what do you guys think? I know it's unexpected. I know it's been a long day, and I just felt as sharing with you guys something entertaining. Yes, very crazy topic tonight. I just wanted to be entertaining and fun, but yet I want to educate you a little bit that scammers and girls who like to play, they actually will use once in a while phrases that you will not really understand, even if you translate with all the translators and Googles and Wikipedias of the world, because this is the most undiscovered culture in a way. So, no sex before marriage. How dare you to tell me this? It basically means that she is trying to show you that, oh, she has her moral face and she would never do that, and how dare you to ask for such a thing. And it's just really so humorous, especially if this lady, that is over 18 years old, which I hope is a uh, nobody is dating children. So if she's older than her early 20s, and also if she is not overly religious, I would believe that there are certain religions, and if you believe in that too seriously, because this is kind of a prank. I'm just having fun. But if you actually believe in being virgin, getting married, if you're looking for one, if you have also strong beliefs, you should probably go to uh, church. You should go to Christian dating, or I don't know, Muslim dating, or I don't know, Buddha dating. Whoever people, because there are certain amount of people that believe in this, and I have only respect for people who have their face that have and it's real, not just to say it and do the opposite somewhere behind the scenes. So there is a small amount of people that are extremely religious, or maybe I don't know, they grew up in the mountains, they live different lives. So the general this thing is not gonna work for them. So if Ukrainian or Russian lady tells you these things, that uh, stop it. How can you say this to me? No, no, only after marriage. If she is playing with you this way, basically she's escaping to be close to you. Probably she just doesn't want to do that with you. I'll open you a secret, because most, like 90% of people, are very modern people. And yes, Ukrainian Slavic women will wait till you invest in them, till you commit to them, till you have some kind of seriousness to the relationship. Not all, but many ladies would wait certain amount of time before the relationship possibly could go on intimate level. But usually in our real world, you want to be intimate with a person before you get married to them, because very possible that you might not be a match, and there is no and also it's not, to opinion of many people, it's not something horrible to do, especially when you that person is somebody you connecting with, somebody you trust, somebody you develop passion and love and romance and all of that. It's only a bad thing when you force it toward somebody, when you do it, or when it's inappropriate in all the cases where it can be. If it's forced, and if it's somebody under 18, that is completely different conversation. But we're talking about real life. We're talking, most people enjoy that kind of activity, or that kind of level of relationship. I personally think this is one of the most incredible things we were meant to experience in this life. And yes, you need to consider other people's beliefs, and also it is a very individual thing. Yes, sometimes it might take somebody longer. Some women were hurt before, and they are waiting till you propose, or something like that, before they would go on that level. Most Ukrainian women will require some kind of commitment, but usually it's not. It's not only after marriage. Only after marriage is a phrase from post-Soviet movies. It's something that we laugh together about, and it became irrelevant because, well, because time is different, people enjoying, right, all kinds of things, and therefore it did become irrelevant in a current world, in a current modern society. So a lot of people who scamming you guys, a lot of girls, a lot of girls who scamming you, they would tell you different excuses why they don't wanna be affectionate with you, why they don't want to be close to you, and such. It's, the sexual thing is very, very individual. So you have to figure out, or I'm here to help. But the thing of affection, the thing of just human affection, if it's not there, and there is this phrase, and you're trying to kiss or approach her, and she's like you have coronavirus, she's, don't touch to me, don't talk to me no more, don't come to me close. I mean, uh, there is no amount of convincing. I mean, you can't convince a person. That should come naturally. So when somebody is playing a game on you, please contact me and tell me what's going on. You don't have to always, order personal time with me. You can just send me a message and say, hey, Veronica, this is what's going on. I'm lost. Maybe I will recognize another scam, maybe I will recognize uh, another popular phrase, but this is a popular phrase. And once again, it means, moral, and we have to all admit that the standards used to be different in old times. Here, maybe like in 40s or 50s, there were different moral standards. Women not used to live with men, or premarital sex was kind of, it's also was not accepted 50 years ago. As far as I know, it was not accepted also. So this is a joke from a vintage movie transferred to modern times. And usually, if the lady says that, well, she has a good sense of humor, but also she's trying to avoid intimacy with you, which should give you a sign. I think that, as we mature, intimacy have a lot more meaning, and it has a lot more joyful purpose, and getting to know purpose, and all of that. So be careful and don't ignore it, okay? All right, I'm gonna read your questions, and let's see. I was laughing the entire time, and I don't know how many other consultants laugh during the sessions, but it's allowed for me, because when you run the show, you choose your, the way you do it. Um, Maybe I should make a e-file or a book with post-USSR quotes and what they actually mean. But guys, just so you know, there is no sex before marriage. Only after marriage. Only. Wow, if that would be only after marriage in now times, that would be interesting. The amount of marriages, I think, would grow rapidly. Think about this. You know, really, there is no anymore a no rush anymore, because for men, why to buy a cow if the milk is free? Oh, women sell themselves short. We have to play tonight a little bit. Okay, I'm gonna read a few comments. Hey John, crazy topic tonight. That's right. Lawrence is asking me, do you believe in sex only after marriage, Veronica? What's your personal opinion? Yes, Lawrence. Only after marriage. Only. Don't you dare ask this question again. Black Man Travel says church is where all the girls who have had a lot of sex with sex partners go. Wow. Well, I wouldn't know. Black Man Travel? I wouldn't know. Um, Many women in Lviv ask me why I'm in Ukraine. It's an ongoing question. Well, that's a normal question. It's natural. Yeah. Lawrence is saying also what Veronica says is true. It took 4 months for me to get out of to get for me to get intimate with Inga in my personal experience. Wow, you have such a good memory. But it's true, it takes time, and uh, I don't believe honestly in Russian things. I think if they're meant to be, they will happen naturally. But I'm just raising you awareness about different excuses and different little games that my fellow Ukrainian ladies and Russian ladies run on you. How would I know them though? That's a question. Hey, had you okay, another comment from Blackman Travel. I currently live in LA, but I'm close to coming to the decision to go live in Kiev for 1 year and maybe to find a wife. Is that a good idea? How do I know? It depends on many factors. You better reach out to me. Have you reached out to me before? I'm not sure. Maybe I want to tell you guys, if you did not get a response from me, unless it was something really inappropriate, because I do not answer uh, some craziness that I get in my mail. It's not for how to say this. It's not for unprepared, so I don't really respond to crazy letters. But sometimes your letters get lost. I also have my website, veronicaolson.com, but I usually just check my email, which is consultveronica@gmail.com. So anyway, if I had not respond to you, you can always write me again, or you can comment under the video and say, Veronica, you had not responded me. This is I'll give you my email and you can resend your letter, or you can write your story. Because when you ask me like that for an advice, how can I tell you something when I don't know anything about you except that you said you are in LA? The idea to live 1 year in Ukraine, it could be a great idea for somebody and a horrible idea for another person. So if you want a tailored insight or a suggestion, you should reach out to me and tell me more about yourself and your situation, so we can strategize and I can share the experience I have. Of course, you can also join my Patreon account that is growing. So this is where we will discuss more intimately what is appropriate and what is not. Lawrence, it's time for you to open your channel. It's gonna be called Lawrence in Ukraine. You know, there is Lawrence of Arabia. It's gonna be Lawrence of Ukraine. Seriously, you should do it. You will share your priceless experiences with people. Ahmad is saying, I know a single mother in Russia for 3 months now. She tells me she loves me. Is it normal? Huh. What do you think? Is that normal? Is that normal? Do you love somebody you've never seen? Can you really love somebody that you've never seen? You know, as I was having this consultation today, and this man told me, yes, please share the no sex before only after marriage, or no sex before marriage concept. It's just a joke, okay? So he was sharing with me that he's hurting and how much he loves that lady, and sometimes you have to come clear and honest with your own self. I told you this, guys, before. You lying to yourself and you tell yourself that you love somebody that you've never met. If you've never met the person, you are in love with the idea of them and with your fantasy about them. You're not in love with them, even if they are a real person. You've never seen them in real life. You've never seen them struggle. You've never seen them sick. You've not been around when they're in a bad mood. You don't know how they. You really don't know them. You only know their image. Yes, I understand. If they make a live video every day, you kind of get an idea of their personality. If they are very genuine and share about things, you can be drawn to them and you wanted to get to know them. Once again, you are in love with an idea of them, but you're not in love with them yet, and you probably will not be, because, well, they don't exist for the most part. Okay, so that's one of the things that happens, right? So what can I tell you guys? I think the less oi I think the less people lie to themselves, the more chances they have to uh, do something about it and change their life and having a better time. Don't you think? You know, the less you live in a fantasy land, the more you can make real dream come true. I personally do not mind fantasies and ideas and visions and dreams, but you can make it in your real life. You know, you can keep flying in the sky, which is, I fly in the sky all the time, but there is also a way to create it in your real life. It's a beautiful thing to dream, but reality is a lot more fun. You know, going on a real date with somebody is a lot more fun than think that somebody loves you and they are just there. They are basically on their job. As this lady that was telling this poor man that we cannot have sex after 2 years I know you, only after marriage. How dare you telling me this? What happens? What happened to the real man? I don't know what to do anymore. Yes, exactly. Black men travel. What's your name? First of all, but what you say is it's true. It's called lust. He is in love with fantasy, not reality. A lot of men mix lust, infatuation, and other things with love, and they are so different. They barely have anything in common. Love take a long time to develop. Oh, I hadn't even tried, Lance. Well, I will share with you more things, that are applied to, post-Soviet reality and things like that. It's just very hard to know, but um, a lot of ladies just playing around because they know they're not gonna be punished. They having fun. This is how they roll, you know. So you have to be discerning. You have to if you want to succeed, you know. So guys, that's what I want to share with you. That of course is a joke. We live in the 21st century, and unless you are extremely religious, or you have some other things going on, maybe you just asexual. Maybe you just you're not into that. That's all good and normal. But generally, if the woman tell you that, it means that she really doesn't want you, and she want to withhold or that from you, or never even consider that, because women generally have it takes them longer to develop the trust and security, but they have needs for affection and intimacy and desires just like men do, in slightly different in certain aspects, but when it's there, it's there. Oh my gosh, I like your sense of humor, Lawrence. Lawrence is saying you're a good actress. If Hollywood directors see you acting, they would hire you in a heartbeat. I'm sure. Yes, I know what you mean. Thank you. Well, I'm just trying to make a tease it a little bit and trying to make being sarcastic and playful about it. I'm just hoping that you guys having that more life experience than than that. Just don't fall into trap uh, don't fall into traps that you don't understand something, because even the different mentalities still have some common sense, and well, you can always ask person you trust. You can always make a research, but there is so much information on Russian and Ukrainian and like post USSR culture. This is one of the reasons I opened my channel, because I felt that our culture is probably the most undiscovered culture of all, especially for the for the foreign world. And that's one of the reasons that um when I socialize and I go out, often people would surround me and ask me same questions all over again. They'll be curious, and that's one of the little things that contributed to the channel, because I thought, what if I record one video and I just said, hey, go on YouTube and watch this video and leave me alone, let me enjoy my social time. So that was the thought. Yeah, undiscovered country, undiscovered mentality, I guess. So that's it, guys. So just want to share that with you today. No, there is no sex before marriage, only after marriage. You got me? I'm gonna say it to you in black and white. Only, only, only after. Only after. Which means never. If the girl tell you that, translation is never. Never. Hi guys, I love black and white. Oh my gosh, when I was little, I watched so much black and white movies. Thank you. I'm glad you into black and white as well. I love it. I feel like black and white is so interesting, because black and white only accentuate only the most important, the main features. There is no distraction, there is clarity, there is focus on something. So that's why when we speak, maybe some of the things we learn here, uh, how they say in Russian, there is a saying, it says black and white, black on white, or white on black. Yes, we have this phrase, it was written white on black, which means that it's white and black is the biggest contrast, and so it's written, it's crisp, it's clear. So that's for the clarity. But also I think in Hollywood movies, black and white, it's always this classic, mystery fairy tale. And that's why I'm tempted to make my entire channel black and white. Thank you for support, guys. I appreciate it. Mark Egolf is saying, or Egolf, I'm sorry, I'm not sure how to read that, is saying the Ukraine is no longer undiscovered. It's well known for beautiful women. That is true, but people are more than their face and appearance, and the soul, the character, the mentality, different eras in our country is undiscovered. Not sure, Lawrence. Not sure. Not sure about the phrase about women with black hair. Could be some dark magic. Thank you, guys. I'm glad to hear that you're enjoying it and learning something new. Thank you, Lance. I appreciate it. Let me read a few more comments. Ben Azra is saying, no, she's not a scammer. Maybe she just needs some attention. What should I do, guys? Well, if you want to ask guys, keep asking guys. If you want to ask me, you will need to tell me a lot more information than that. So you can comment below the video, or you can send me an email at consultveronica@gmail.com. If somebody could put it in, it would be great. Um, because it's very difficult to answer, general questions. I don't know. So my name is Shin. Would say the best type of girls to date are Ukrainian Russian women who aren't located in big cities. Well, that's also a stereotype because, for example, I was born and I grew up in a big city. Um, and I can tell you that most of people in the big cities are not from big cities. So, I mean, you can travel and discover small town Ukraine or small town Russia, but you can get scammed in the small cities pretty bad as well. Um, Once again, in the big cities, there is a lot, 80, I would say like 70% of my friends when I was in college or even high school, they were all from all over Ukraine. They were not from Kiev. And they would tease me because I was born in Kiev. My father was born in Kiev. So really have my roots there. But people would tease me because it's sort of considered like a bougie thing. Oh, you're spoiled. You were born here. There is always this thing between people who come new and people who were born in a certain place, if you know what I mean. So just if you think that just because you go in a small city you find a girl, believe me, I consulted and helped many men who were scammed in the small towns, and they feel as they were doing something good, and they would get scammed as well. So you have to be discerning. I do understand what you mean. You probably mean that you want somebody who is more humble and maybe more doesn't have all those big demands, but it really depends. You can't just say, oh, she is from the small city, so she's not a scammer. I wouldn't say this. And also, as a big city girl, and I absolutely love it, and I think there is a lot of culture, education. Um, your views are a lot more worldwide and things. If you, but not always. I'm not saying that everybody is like this, but um, big city people are good too, okay? It's really a lottery. You just need to find somebody with a mentality of a maybe quiet small town girl. Maybe. Yeah, and there are advantages of both, but really, you don't know. You just don't know. It's the same if I would say, people from Texas, not sure. Nope, no people from Texas. It's too much of a generalization, basically. That's what I'm saying. Yes, Lance, no people from Texas. Sorry. Sorry. Lawrence is saying, oh, I just remembered I met a British man here who is facing difficulties with his Ukrainian woman. They have a 15 months old child. Of course, you can refer him to me, of course. That's what I do. Actually, I love helping the I love helping people who are already in a relationship because that's where my inspiration came from when I had difficulty in mine and really had nobody to talk with. So that is my favorite when there is an actual relationship and there are certain conflicts. So yes, absolutely. And by the way, I do get referrals from people, and I appreciate that, especially if I can help. If I cannot help, I'll just apologize and say, I'm sorry, but I cannot help you. People from Michigan, not sure. Yes, I'm not sure about people from Michigan either. Do Ukrainian women respect men who want to wait till wedding night? I wouldn't know. God. I can tell you that Ukrainian women respect men who respect them, and there is good time and bad time for everything. But to answer the question, I won't know. I'm going straight to hell. Okay, and I'm telling this to you in black and white. You see it? This is so cool, guys. I am obsessed. Wow, sepia. This is like a vintage photo, like vintage photos. Okay, I'm obsessed with the filter. Okay, because it's fun. I'm gonna be all vintage. Oh wow, this is like 1920s. Hey everybody, in 1920s, in 1920s, you were not supposed to have any premarital sex, or you go straight to hell. Remember, comrades of all countries. All right, guys. All right, guys. I hope you enjoy this little chat. Um, yes, I do have a new toy. I think you should send me an email, Ben, so I can look at it. Could somebody type my email, please? Because I'm too busy playing. I'm so tired of being serious all the time. Life is not as serious as you think. It's really not. Thank you. I love black and white too. Okay, silver screen, sepia, documentary. Ooh, wow, look at this. It's called documentary black and white. All right. All right, guys. Sometimes when you focused on the knowledge day and night, and you are serious day and night, your knowledge actually does not um, go so well. Um, we have the best teacher when I was in school. We have the best teacher. He would always tell us the most craziest things. He was physics teacher, and we are still friends with him. He was physics teacher in high school, and I had A plus in his class. Why? First of all, first of all, he was really handsome. Okay, so that's number one. He was very charming, and then he was an incredible teacher. He would inspire those of us who were not that talented in physics. He would inspire us to learn. So he would give us extra points if you do this extra work. Even if somebody solved the problem for you, but you know how to explain it, and you can take extra materials, you can build your score. Back then, it was a new concept. And so he was so incredible. He was so much fun. But he would talk to us. That was the difference between telling us about, different, physics, the problems, and drawing the physical certain things. He would just talk to us about all kinds of stuff. He would talk to us about so many things, and most of all would be very, very funny. I remember just laughing and laughing on his class. He would just be so he would draw our attention because he would tell us fun stuff. And so even if you're sick, even if you're half dead, even if you have fever, you still would drag yourself to his class. He was really that much fun of a person. So I remember how he would just let us rest, from when he would make his points, or before he would make the points about the class. He would just talk with us about the politics, about the history, about something happened to his mom or his son or his dog. It would be, he made it so personable, and everybody just would rush to physics, of all classes, loving the physics class. I was not, honestly, naturally, I was more gifted in mathematics and physics, but I had A plus because absolutely could not resist to be in a class. He gave us so much more than just. I don't remember a single thing that he told me I've learned in physics, and we had advanced physics when I was studying in my class. I was kind of studying in advanced school, so everything was advanced, but physics especially. But I remember the lessons he taught us about world, about life, about people, and he had an incredible sense of humor. An incredible sense of humor. So you do anything but not miss his lesson. That's how awesome it was. So don't be surprised. Don't be surprised if I go wild over here. All right, guys. So, with that being said, I hope that that was helpful, uplifting. You learned something new, that you're not gonna give in into, you know, no no kiss without love, no sex without marriage. But then again, here is the thing. Maybe it's something that we need desperately. Maybe we do need that. Maybe we do need a commitment, so there are less, women that have children without marriage, and other issues, and STDs and whatever it is else. You know what? Now when I think about it, we should give it a thought.